Hello, this is Ted with Oaxray, and today we're going to talk about product seasonality and how you should adjust your inventory around how items sell on Amazon during different seasons. So I can't talk about the Amazon seasons without first talking about Q4. And this is kind of an older graph of a couple of years ago, 2012, 2014, but really on this graph, you can see some pretty good points here. So we're going into Q1 right now, and as you can see from this graph right here, generally there is going to be a 23% drop in sales. That is just how it is. Q4 is a whole lot of sales going on in Q4, and then it drops in Q1, and then it drops in Q2. That's around the June time. It begins to pick back up, and we can see this again. It begins to pick back up in Q3, which is July, August, and September. And then most of the sales around the Christmas time really pick up, and we see like a 50% increase. This graph is a little misleading because not all sectors or not all categories on Amazon are going to pick up equally. If you have some categories which may have less gift type items, let's just say industrial and scientific, maybe there's only a 5% boost there in sales. But if you look at the toy increase, it's definitely selling 4 or 5 times more toys than you will sell any other time of the year. So if you have items that are kind of gifts often, even gifts for fathers, gifts for mothers, those items will dramatically increase, even more than the 54% that we have right here. And when you imagine some items you rarely are going to buy more of because it's Christmas. You're not going to buy more toilet paper because it's Christmas. So an item like that may not have any increase or may increase slightly, but other items are going to be drastically increased. So let's next move on to the seasonality of books, textbooks, and just all books in general. And I'm just on a website that I found. The start dates are going to vary by depending on the college, but I just wanted to get some dates firm here. So here's a college. It starts August 20th to about September 10th is generally the time that school starts. Colleges start generally in that date range. That's going to be your biggest time to sell books, or at least it was for me. All books generally go up, but textbooks do the most. Then you have your spring semester, which you also get a lot of increase in book sales, but to me it was never as big as that first fall semester. That generally begins between January 3rd, maybe to January 15th. And a couple weeks before, when people are registering for class, you're also going to notice a bump. The smallest bump is the summer semester. I guess you don't have as many kids going to school, but between May and June, there's going to be a slight bump in your book sales, textbook sales, and just books all around will sell more generally at those 2 times of the year. Between those 2 times, you're still going to get some sales, but you're going to notice a dramatic increase in fall, a slightly smaller increase in spring, and summer is not going to be too noticeable to most book businesses. So next I wanted to get into the seasonality of items like bathing suits and things like that. Your summer products are selling to the entire United States. So if we look at this temperature map for January, February, and you can see a little bit of March there, there's always areas of the United States that are going to have average temperatures of 70 degrees, 60 degrees, and some will have even warmer days all year round. So what I noticed when I would sell summer items like bathing suits and such, I'd get sales from areas where there was a 10-degree temperature, and I was kind of racking my brain like, why is this happening? And I kind of think that people in these upper areas often fly down to Florida. People are still going to Texas, and people travel to the more southern areas, and then they can use those things that they purchase. So I get purchases of summer items, not as much in the winter, but I still end up getting those purchases. And I brought this up to show you July and August. There are no areas in the continental United States that are cold enough to support a lot of those wintry items, which are, let's let's say, skis. Nowhere in the continental United States, at least according to what I've been able to find, are there going to be cold enough temperatures to sell a lot of those wintry items. So what I have found is that a summer item is more likely to sell during winter than a winter item is to sell during summer. I'm not saying that you're never going to sell anything during the opposite holiday. Clearly, people are going to the southern hemisphere and people are traveling and things like that. But I'm going to say, from my experience, it is much more likely to sell a summer item in winter than it is to sell a winter item in the summer. So this question came from the comments below. I hope I was able to answer the seasonality question to the person who asked it. If you have any other questions about Oaxray or selling online, put a comment below. Thank you guys very much. Have a great day and make some money using Oaxray.